Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, and yes, another 6-point beer already. Although this will be the last of the year-round beers from them that I haven't reviewed yet. So this is their one of their flagship beers, the Sweet Action. It doesn't say, but it's a cream ale, and you can tell it's a very kind of light kind of beer from the stats. You know, only 5.2 ABV, 34 IBUs, not very bitter, 12 SRM, so it's very light. The typical 6-point poetry description on the back, which I actually don't really like. I prefer something more straightforward, but whatever, they're creative. Alright, so I guess we'll just get into this then. Alright, as you can see, I am using the Sam Adams Boston Lager glass because a cream ale is like a very lager-like ale. In fact, it's kind of like a steam beer, a California common, where they're actually, depending on the way they brew it, it's almost like a hybrid between an ale and a lager style. No idea what 6-point did to make this beer, but whatever. I just like this glass too. Yeah, so appearance, it's a very dark, kind of orange, very, kind of, hazy, cloudy body, but I can still see through it. I can see these big carbonation bubbles and like little tiny ones racing up the glass at different speeds. That's really interesting. The head's kind of a off-white, kind of eggshell, like frothiness. The aroma is very much in the lager kind of style, almost like a Munich lager, like a lot of the German lagers I've had, or a Vienna style lager, kind of like Boston lager. Very malty, like a very malty kind of lager, almost like a nuttiness. Definitely some hops in there, slight kind of flowers, very light. I'm not expecting it to be all that hoppy or bitter. From what I can tell from the nose, it's going to be quite malty actually, so let's get into this one. Cheers. It has a lot going on for it for such a, quote-unquote simple beer. At the beginning it was quite mild up front. I did get kind of like when I say with the nose, kind of like a Munich style lager kind of taste to it. I did get like a little bit of like a nuttiness through the middle, slight bit of sweetness on the back end, almost like a very, very, very mild honey kind of flavor. A touch of like, well, a touch of a slight little hop crispness on the back end. Leaves kind of has kind of like a wet taste to it. It's actually quite refreshing. Again, not like all that robust for a beer, but has plenty of character for a more sessionable style American craft ale. Definitely some maltiness in there, almost like honey malt. Slight touch of caramel, slight touch of toffee. Has a little bit of like that kind of Oktoberfest type of taste to it. The mouthfeel is, medium to light, but it has like a nice, real soft, almost kind of creamy texture. This is where they get cream ale from. Even though I can see all this carbonation in here, in fact, I think I just see some sediment now that I got the bottom of the can. It doesn't have that lager fizziness to it, not at all. It definitely has like an ale kind of drinkability to it. Little thicker, a little softer than your average lager, but not so much as like a, like an IPA or double IPA or something like that. It's interesting because like it has like this kind of, like there's definitely an underlying lager kind of, root to it. You get like that kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say lager graininess. I mean, it's not a grainy beer at all. Like Jenny Cream Ale definitely is. Like it's a cream ale too, but it just tastes and drinks like a lager. This has, something way deep down on the, at the core that when you're drinking it, you're like, yeah, there's some kind of lager quality to it. Real subtle sweetness on it. Kind of a mild beer overall, but doesn't disappoint at all. It's it's not an amazing beer. I think I actually like their actual lager, the Crisp, better than this. But I mean, this is still a good beer. I like it. Very sessionable, very easily drinkable. Very a good introductory craft beer. This is this thing you could give to your dad, and they would probably like it. So yeah, it's good. It's not amazing. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for the Sweet Action. It's a good beer. So thanks again to Adam at Sixpoint for this can, and hopefully I'll go down and visit them sometime this year. So thanks to you guys out there for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.